Today's the 16th. Hello, Julius. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Aaron. Thanks for being here so early, everybody. Guess it's not that early. Hello, Tully. Hello, Yo. Hello, Coco. Hello, Frederica. Hello, Emelina. Super. Hello, Lisa. Yeah, so UCN is also here. Good morning, UCN. And I'm reminding me what we're doing. The rounding. Right. Okay. Whoa, got a bunch more. Sorry. Hello, Remy. And yeah, Coco, I gotcha. And Brooks, hello. Super. Okay. Looking for a couple others. It's Tilly. I knew it'd be Tilly. Isn't that funny? I was just looking at her name. And there she is. By golly. Still looking for Mick, Jonathan Marino. Still looking for Jordan, Keanu, Emil, and David, and Matthew. So still looking for a few more if you're there. Oh, there they are. Good. Jonathan's there and Keanu's there. Thank you both for saying hi. We are well over half. That is super. We need about five more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. 6 more, and we are complete. And there's David. So we got another. Great. 5 to go. Let's see if a couple others show up. And while we're showing up, I'd like to take a minute before we start class, more than a minute, and see how you're doing. We amongst the teachers were talking about this, and we realized we've been on lockdown since the middle of December. And it's not easy for us to do all this, but we know that it's pretty hard on a lot of you. So my question to all of you is, 1, how you doing? 2, what are you doing to keep your sanity at home? So maybe we can just share for a minute if you're up for that. How you doing? How you keeping your sanity at home? Emil's here. Welcome, Emil. What do you do to relieve your stress? Going outside. Okay, Coco. Maybe a little more exact. What do you like to do outside? What have you done in the snow up until now? Anybody done some stuff in the snow? Aaron's doing out fine. Aaron's doing fine. Going out, but what do you do? What are you doing outside? Give me a little more information. Video games, Emil, and I'm sure you're not alone there. I'm sure there's a lot of you that do that some of the time too. I'm not sure how much that relieves stress, but walking. Okay, Stephanie's outside doing walks. I do that too. I like to do a walk almost every day. Go outside, Emelina, with your siblings. That's cool. That's cool. Coco hates snow. All right. Well, you're in a good spot, Coco, because normally we don't get any in Berlin. This year was unusual. Ah, Julius was going on the ice. Okay. So, Julius, are you an ice skater or a hockey player or just someone sliding? I was on a frozen lake a couple days ago and it was fun. It was so sunny and beautiful. Let's see what others have done. It's actually working pretty well for Lisa. Goes in the garden, does walks, goes jogging, goes with the dogs. How nice. She can play with the dogs. Um, So Jonathan's thinking a lot. What he can do on the weekend. Yep. Good. Good. I play with the cat once in a while too. You just went on the ice. Okay, well that's fine, Julius. Yeah. Kind of exciting being on the ice. I know they said it was really not advised, but some of the lakes were so shallow. We were on a very shallow lake, and it was pretty darn safe. There were about 100 people on the ice. You just got to stay away from any place that looks wet. Wet would be bad. But if it's good hard ice with lots of footprints, I'm not too worried about it myself. However, it's supposed to warm up, so that's no more ice for for us. Maybe this year we'll see. That might be the end of winter. UCN takes naps. That'll relieve your stress. Anything else you do, and in general, how are you doing? And I'm going to add a third question to that as well. Anything I can do or we teachers can do to help you or ease your stress in your situation? Do you have any suggestions for us? Anything we can do to help you students? Because we like you guys and we want you nice and sane and fit when you come back in the classroom at some point. Emelina's a reader. She reads a lot. That's cool. I do too. I've read a lot of books in the last couple months. That's kind of nice too. Anything else that you do or any suggestions you have for us teachers that could help you? Anything we can do to help you in the lockdown situation? We want lots of healthy, good students. I'm also looking over what we're doing the rest of the hour. Okay, thanks, Jonathan. I'll give another minute or two and see if you're writing. If you think of something that we teachers can do, we would like to help. We'd like to help you. And by golly, if you have any questions on either materials or on the situation, feel free to write me an email, okay? Thanks, Lisa, for the feedback. And glad you're reading as well. Reading definitely helps. I'm in the middle of a good book right now. Well, I'll pause another minute, but then we'll start up with some more chemistry. Thank you, most of you, for doing the assignment. Remy, that's great. I hope you're really not doing nothing, but okay, listening to music's nice. And okay, and we all need to eat for sure. Okay. I bet you're doing something. I bet you're not doing nothing. Okay. Yeah, I had all but two of you did the assignment. So to most all of you, you did pretty darn well. For those that missed some points on the assignment, I want to talk a little bit at the beginning of the hour of what people missed and what they can do better next time in the assignment. Okay. So let's have a look at just maybe a couple of them. Our assignment was to get the molar mass so recall we got molar masses in this label, grams per mole. Per mole. You can write it as a slash. I like to have it kind of up and down. If I could do that. I'm so sloppy here. Grams per mole. Remember what a molar mass was. We can't see the whole board. Thanks, Julius. So hard to get good teachers, isn't it? There we go. Good thing you guys are on the ball here. Okay, I'm going to put that aside because I think I've got most of you here. I'll add the others later, I hope. So recall we got molar masses, and I got a little periodic table I taped up here for us. For example, so EX, 1 mole of uranium, which you'll learn about in 9th grade. Uranium, and it's U is the symbol, weighs, okay, it's 238.03. But you know what? Oh, I got another person. I got Mick here. Thanks, Mick, for checking in. Gotcha, Mick. All right, good. Earned some points there. That's good. Okay, weighs 238.03 grams. But for our class, and really for my advanced class too, so for us, I want you to learn to round these. And this is where you had problems about 80% of you in the homework assignment. I asked you to round to the 10th place. So for you, that would be uranium. For you, it's grams per mole. Okay, somebody round that to the 10th place. What would it be? 238.03. Round it to the 10th place. Type in what you think it would be. Okay? Can you see that all right? 238.03. Round it to the 10th place. I want to see if you know what that means. Good. A lot of you got it. Yeah, good. Jonathan, Julius, and UCN all have it. So it's 238.0. 0 is a number. If I ask you to round to the 10th place, put the 0 there. However, I don't want that 3 because it's in the 100th place. Let's do some from the homework. So I'd like to redo a couple important ones. H2O. And a lot of you showed the math, which was cool. Thank you. Thank you, Mick, and everybody. 238.0 is correct. Yeah. Okay, so H2O, you said, okay, the H's are 1.0 grams. But some of you missed that there's 2 H's. If it's H2O, I want you to think of it like this. Here's the O, here's an H, here's an H. O, H, H. So I need 1 gram plus another gram, or you can just write 2 grams. Some of you missed that, okay? And I got an O, which is 16.0, which I think you guys can add up to 18.0 grams per mole. I had some of you do something weird, okay? And it's weird whether it's in physics or chemistry. I had some of you did this, grams per mole equals 18.0. No, don't do that. Can I just tell you that in chemistry or physics, don't do that. Your numbers should have a label, or the German word is Einheit, and it's not across from the number and some weird equal sign. It's attached to the number. So that's the way it has to be. Don't do this weird thing. Some of you did that. I don't know where you got that. We don't do that in English or German. Okay, the other one I want to review with you, I'm going to do it at the top. Is calcium carbonate, CaCO3. So many missed this or rounded it incorrectly. Okay, Aaron, I'm glad you're back. Okay, and Jonathan asked, can you write it grams per mole? Like this. And the short answer, Jonathan, is yin, which means yes and no. I can if I'm just answering a question like this, Jonathan, but soon we're going to use it mathematically, and we use it Mathematically, we have to have it written up and down like this. So if you're just typing it in, Jonathan, no problem. If not, mathematically, you need it more like this in the future, just so you know. Jordan is here. Thank you for checking in, Jordan. Okie dokie. We're almost complete. That's good. Okay, let's take a look at calcium carbonate. You can find these with me. If I haven't told you this, I haven't. Please grab a periodic table. Find yourself a periodic table, plastic, back of your planner, paper one that I gave you, whatever. So you'll need that this hour, okay, as we're working. Okay, calcium is here. So it's 40.08. I'm going to round it already. 40.1 grams, all right? So look at calcium, 40.08, round it to the tenths place. I've got to round up, so 40.1. Carbon is 12.011, so I just write 12.0. And then I got three O's, O. Okay, so O3, I'll just write three O's. That mass would be, what is it, 16.0 times 3, 16, 16, 32, 32 plus 6, 48, 48.0. So if I add all that up, it's a grand total of, let's see if you're quicker than me. Type her out. What do I get? Round it, put the label on it. What do I get for the molar mass of calcium carbonate? In English, it's called limestone. In German, it's Kalkstein. Marble, marmor, is also made out of the same stuff. Good. Lisa's got it and rounded correctly, looking good. Let's see if a couple others come up with it. What's your final answer here? So the molar mass is ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum. Thank you, Yo. Thank you, Aaron. No, Brooks, you got to round it different. Stephanie's got it. And the label I've also got from Julius. So 100.1 grams per mole. Questions from you on how to do this? Good, thank you, Tilly, as well. Questions on how to do this? I'll need you to really have that tool. So don't forget, I can't look up 1 O. I've got to look up O and then multiply by 3. So 16 times 3 is 48. That's where I got that. You'll have to be able to do that. Yeah? Okay. Good, good. All right. Can I tell you where we're going? We're going to learn today how to figure out when it's not 1 mole, what to do. In the latter part of, well, next week, we'll continue with how we use equations with moles. And then we're going to do some cool math stuff to predict how much of something I can make. All right, but that's way down the road. Let's go ahead and start today with figuring out how many moles of something. Okay. Okay. Do I have something in my pocket? No. But I got a mass here. Look at that. How many moles is this? We're going to find out. You ready? This is made of steel, which is more or less mostly iron. So it's all a hook attached to a mass. So I'll say, let's title this Finding Grams with Moles and vice versa. So we'll be able to do either thing. Vice versa. So moles to grams. And here's our example. A hook and it's mainly made of iron, an iron hook. So I'll draw it here. There it is. Weighs. Well, luckily for me, because I don't have a scale here at home, they got the weight on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. So it's 100 grams. You see that? I'm not just making that up. So 100 grams, and we're going to say it's exactly 100 grams. So I'll put a little point there. You'll see why I put a point there in 10th grade. It just means I've looked to that number of places of measure. At any rate, how many moles of iron are in it? Well, first off, can some of you tell me what the symbol for iron is? It doesn't start with an I. What's the symbol for iron? Who knows that? Can you type it in for me? What is this stuff made out of? What's the chemical symbol? I know it takes a while for all your messages to come and get to me. Hey, we got a couple already. So Mick has it. F R, no, close. Stephanie's got Fe. Fe. Yeah, good. As does UCN and Tilly. Good. And Lisa. So it's Fe. So iron is Fe. I'm going to write it above here. Capital F, small e. Let's see how we do this. Okay, what you do first is you think, okay, I've got grams. It's like a little plan, all right? Here's my plan. And this is how I teach. I've taught this about 30 years. This is how I teach students to do it. Okay, what do I got? I'm given grams, and I want to change it. So I'm put an arrow here. I want to change it to moles. And that's my plan. It's one step. It's not so hard. Let's learn how to do it. So start with the weight. So I got 100 grams of Fe times. Now, here's where it becomes mathematical. So I need some help from you mathy people. Ready? I want to get rid of the label grams. I've got it here, up on top here. Where can I put it in the fraction, the top or the bottom, to make it cancel out with this grams? I know that sounds funny. You can do that. So how can I make it cancel out? Where do I put grams, top or bottom here, to cancel with this one? See if you got a guess. Where do I put the label grams? And Jonathan's got it. I put it down here. Why? Because that cancels out. If I have, think of like 4 times 1/4. Don't the 4s basically cancel out? They do. Same with grams. So grams, I use that in red. Our grams more or less cancels out. And you might say, well, what about the top of the fraction? Well, that's what I put what I want. On the top, I put the number of moles. Now, I'm going to look up something for iron. It looks like Brooks might already know how to do this, but I'm going to show you, Brooks, how to show this as well. So this is the work I want when we do an assignment on this. Okay, so, well, if I look up 1 mole, find for me the molar mass of Fe. What is it, everybody? Find the molar mass of Fe. What's going to go down below here? How many grams for 1 mole of Fe? How many grams of Fe in 1 mole? In other words, look it up here, look up Fe and find it, and then round it. And there's some rounding going on. Good. I love it. So it'd be 55.9 if you're rounding it accordingly. So 55 0.9, rounded to the 10th place. And so mathematically, we got to do what? Oh, we got to get a calculator. So either your own calculator, or if you don't have one, pull one up on the internet real quick. And then what do we got to do? We got to divide, don't we? So 100 divided by 55.9. And please let me know what that is. So what do we get? 100 divided by 55.9. Do that division for me, and let's see if you all get the same thing. I hope so. So divide bum by bum, because that's at the bottom. That's why we divide. And you definitely need a calculator for this. All right, I got 1.7 from Stephanie. Let's see if some others get the same thing or something different. I got 1.8, 1.7. 1.97? Well, that's very different. 1.8, 1.8, 1.8. Ah, rounding. Good. Okay, so I like it. So 1.8. And now look what label is left. Hey, the grams is gone. It's moles of Fe. And by the way, I can abbreviate mole to MOL. Does that save you a lot of time? No, I know that. Anyways, 1.8 moles of Fe. Ta-da! That's going from grams to moles. We can also do the opposite, which we're going to do now. Questions before we do the opposite. Questions before we do the opposite. You've done your first gram to mole problem, which is cool. And now we're going to do a mole to gram problem. All right. I'm going to erase just the top part here. So grams to, so okay, so the cake has, I'm going to try and think of something reasonable, 0.012 moles of table salt in it. Table salt. Well, we know what that is, don't we? It's NaCl, right? And the question's going to be, of course, is how many grams is this? Okay, so here's your tablespoon. And it's got some amount of salt in it, and that is 0.012 moles, so not a lot. But then we don't want a lot of salt in a cake, just a little bit, okay? How do we do this? Okay, let's make a plan again. So the plan this time, kind of the opposite of last time, isn't it? The plan, we got moles, don't we? So we're going to start with moles, and we're going to change that to grams. Yeah, that's it. And then we're done because it asks for grams. So like the other one, it's going to be one step, but things are going to look a little different. Here we go. We're going to start with our 0.012 moles, MOL, because it saves so much time. Ha, 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 ha. And now, you see down here, remember this thing? I got rid of grams by putting grams on the bottom. We're going to do the same thing with moles up here. So moles here. And then I want to get grams, so I'm going to put G for grams up here. And look at what happens. I'll do it in red. The moles cancels out. Moles, moles. And I'll end up with grams. Life will be good. Well, but what? Whoops, wait a minute. What do we do here? Well, for iron, we had to look up the molar mass. Well, guess what? We got to do that. We got to do that same thing with NaCl. So, little sideline. We got what? We got one Na, we got one Cl. So the molar mass, we might have done that last class period. I can't remember. I got an Na, it's rounded, it's 23.0 grams. And then I got a Cl, which is 35.5. And I bet you guys can add that up for me. What's our molar mass for table salt? Brooks, you're close, ever so close. Tilly has it, it's 58.5. So now let's see what that is. It's grams. So in our problem, it goes up on the top this time. I'm going to put it in maybe blue so you can see it a little easier. So on the top, it goes up here. How many grams? 58.5. And that was the weight of 1 mole. So I just put a 1 on the bottom, just like, so notice, it's the opposite way as we did it last time. Last time we had moles over grams. This time we got grams over moles. Why? Because we're doing the opposite thing. We want to end up with grams and not moles. Okay, math-wise, grab your calculator. I want you to punch it out. 0.012 times, because it's at the top of the fraction, 58.5. Do I have to divide by 1? No, of course not. We know that. If I divide by 1, it doesn't do anything. So I just got to multiply across. Can you get an answer from me? And show me that you can. It'll be, and maybe the label too. So give me that final answer and the label. And in the meantime, I'm going to erase this bottom because it's looking awfully confusing. So I know which problem we're working on. Getting rid of my weight here. Good. All right. Yeah, that was the right one, Stephanie. Good. Okay, and I got already an answer from UCN. Let's see if I get the same answer from others. I do. And they had the right label too. Well done. Good labeling, Brooks. Good labeling, Lisa and Stephanie and Emelina. So it's 0.7 grams. So there's what? There's not a lot of salt in that. So that'd be just a little pinch of salt, right? That's what we'd say if those of you like to cook. A little pinch of salt would be in with the cake, right? 0.7 grams, not even a gram. Makes total sense, right? So 0.7 grams of NaCl table salt. Yeah? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you where we're going. We're doing good on time-wise. We're going to practice this a little more, and then you are going to do a couple of these for homework, and we will not meet on Thursday, but I'm going to have a short assignment like I did last week. Okay? Comprende? So I'm going to have you do a couple of problems like this, showing the math. I don't just want the answer. I want to see the math as well. So I want to see like all of this when I ask you to do a problem. So we're going to show our work on homework. And if you can do that, you are in mighty good shape if you can do that. Okay, but first let's try one more together. This time I'm going to have you guys try it first. And then maybe somebody can try and type in what they've got. We'll do it in 2 parts. I'm going to have somebody write the plan and then somebody write the problem. Okay, well, okay, so I'm going to write your turn. You drink 250 grams of water. And do you know this already? 1 gram of water is how many milliliters? How many milliliters did this person drink? Well, you, I guess it's going to be you. So they drank 250 grams there. Well, it's not one. Mm-mm. No, no. They drank 250 grams, so it's going to be hopefully a lot more than that milliliters. What they drank is about 1 cup. Ah, thank you. Lena? Do I have a Lena? Who's Lena, by the way? But she's right, it's 250 milliliters. Ta-da! Because for water, and water only, 1 milliliter weighs 1 gram. For plastic, for iron, for whatever, it's not true, but it's true for water. Okay, but that's not the problem. Okay, you drink 250 milliliters of water. How many moles is this? Okay, what I want you to do, remember this is your turn, is I want one person to write the plan. Whoop. And I want more than one. I want all of you to do a plan, and then all of you do the problem. And I'll open it up. Okay, read the problem again. Who can give me the plan? Who can give me the plan? The plan is what to what? I'll start you off. The plan is arrow, So it's what going to what? What's the plan? Super. UCN has it already, I think, as well. So I've got grams. I'm going to start with grams because that's what they gave me. And how many moles means I want to change it to moles. Okay, so if you said grams go into moles, you are correct. If you had it the other way around, think of why it's got to be this way. I'm given grams, so I got to start with that, and then they ask for moles, so I've got to go to that at the other end of my plan. Good. The problem now, can you do this just like we did up here? Well, not just like, actually. Can you do it similar, but instead of start with moles, you got to start with grams. So maybe I'll start it with you. And I know my internet here is not the best either, so I hope it's not you. I hope it's not me, but it might be you. Okay, good. All right, so let's hopefully we can stay with you. Okay, so here we go. And Brooks, I see you got an answer. We need to know how you got there. So I'm going to start us off. Gang, here you go. It's going to be 250 grams times equals. Okay, and this is what I want everybody to fill in. So please tell me what's on the top, what's on the bottom. See if you can do that. Hence, you know the formula for water, right? Water, H2O. Earlier this hour, we looked up the molar mass, so you have that. Thank you, Brooks. Yes. So I got one person that knows how to do it. Let's see if some others can type in as well. So what's on the top? What's on the bottom of the fraction? Good. Thank you, UCN. She's got it. So, well, no, she doesn't quite have it. UCN, you don't want to start with 250 moles. It's only 1 mole. So it's 1 mole divided by the molar mass of water, which Brooks had at 18.0 And yes, okay. And Tilly definitely had it as well, as did Lisa, as did Tully. So good. I'll get my little rag here out of the way. And then we got an answer from some of you as well. And look at that, the grams cancels, whoop, whoop, and I end up with moles. How many moles? It's going to be more than one because I got a big number divided by 18. Some of you had it already. It's 13.9. Moles of water. Yeah, so I'm going to assign some of those for you to do here later in the week. Okay, maybe like 4 of them. Okay, shouldn't take you real long. Questions about how to do this? Any questions from you? It's important that each of you knows how to do this. So if you do not, you need to say, Mr. Weiss, explain this part again. So 250 grams of water times 1 mole divided by, I can put water here too, by the way, if you want. 250 grams H2O. 18 grams of H2O. I can do that if you want. 1 mole of H2O. You can add that if you want. You don't have to for this problem. Yeah. So, I feel really full. I had almost 14 moles of water. Okay. Well, that would be like about a cup, by the way. 250 milliliters is pretty much a standard tassa, standard cup size. Good. Okay. Question from Jonathan is how to get the 18. Okay. So for the 18, Jonathan, it goes like this. If we have H2O, we got to separately get the molar mass. H's are 1.0 grams. I got 2 of them. And this is from the little numbers here. H is 1.0, 1.0, and O is 16.0. So then I got a 16.0, and I add up all those, and Jonathan, I get 18.0 grams per mole. So for Jonathan and others, it's like you got to do a little side problem to get that 18. You got to mentally go and find an H, an H, and an O. Right? H, H, O. Add them all up. And you get 18. And that's the molar mass. Jonathan, did that help? Did that help? And I want to pause and see if I got some other questions before we go on. Okay, question from Aaron about how to get 13.9. Okay, Aaron, on your calculator, you're going to go like this. 250, and then I don't have to multiply by 1 because that doesn't do anything. Instead, I'm going to go 250 divided by, because it's at the bottom of the fraction, 18. Try that again. 250 divided by 18 to see what you get. And Jonathan says, okay, so hopefully I got that. So Aaron, try that one more time. 250 divided by 18. Do you get 13.9? I hope you do. Other questions from you? This is good you're asking, everybody. Let me know if I lost you anywhere, because I can't see you, so it's harder for me if you don't type in. I know it's a little inexact. Okay, so Aaron, does it come around right the second time if you divide 250 by 18? Okay, for everybody, we are basically out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wish you a good week. Keep going outside, keep playing instruments or reading or doing things to keep your stress level down. And you're going to do a little chemistry with me. I'm going to give you an assignment, so we won't meet Thursday, but I'll give you a little something to do to find some. Okay? So hope everybody's going to stay healthy. And I'll see you next Tuesday. And I wish you all well. You and your family stay healthy. Bye-bye.